the Ministry of Roads and Highways has taken a decision not to decommission obsolete toll booths. This is despite a threat to public safety following a fatal crash that led to the death of one person on Sunday. So what will the ministry do to protect the commuting public, and how effective will that measure be? In our second part of our series on abandoned toll booths, we will try to answer these questions and take you to the Ashanti and Central regions to look at the state of toll booths over there.
Now, over the weekend, a fuel tanker crashed into one of these toll stations on the Accra-Tema motorway. The impact was dire. One person died, another got injured. We've been following up on this story for you, and we've been speaking to the Deputy Minister of Roads and Highways, asking him if the government will yield to calls by a section of the public for the government to completely demolish these structures since they've become obsolete. The Deputy Minister of Roads and Highways, Stephen Jalula, tells Citi News that such a call is not in the plans of the government.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Even before the abandonment of toll collection, accidents did happen on the toll booths. Even we lost lives. Our staff were killed, I think, on the Tema end of the motorway.
Ministry of Roads and Highways.
Yes, the toll workers. So it's unfortunate that just a couple of days ago, an accident happened around the Tekwashi side of the toll booth, and it's just unfortunate. So we have met, and the road safety units of the Ghana Highways are taking measures to prevent further accidents from happening, not just at that stretch, but all other places that we still have toll booths.
What kind of measures are these? Can you share some of them?
They are going to make the toll booths visible. They are going to redo the rumble strips, and also put warning signs before and after every toll booth.
Since the tolls are not back, we are not collecting tolls, why not clear the rubble you have there so it doesn't claim more lives?
The toll as we stand now is 0 rated. Maybe in the next budget it could come, or 2 years it could come. So if we take off the toll stations and we have to collect tolls in 2 or 3 years, what happens? We have to rebuild them at a cost. So until the government decides what to do, we just have to ensure that we prevent accidents at those toll stations.
For Citi News, I am Caleb Kuda.
On the major Kumasi-Techiman Highway, a sign directing motorists to the Ofinsu toll booth has tilted dangerously, putting first-time users at risk. Despite years passing since the government ordered the closure of these toll facilities, the signage should either be removed or properly positioned to alert drivers. One frequent user of this route believes that the government should reconsider reopening the toll booth to contribute to revenue generation.
If you see the ladies selling over here, their market have gone down, and secondly, the government is also losing that revenue. This is better. We gain from this than those e-levy things they are talking about. So I think it's better they bring it back. It will help the country. It's okay, because we were paying. I'm a driver, I was paying, and we didn't complain. The main thing I think they should do is they should look for a method of controlling it. Because those that were sitting in the toll booth, they also have their business doing here. When the big trucks are coming, instead of the normal toll they have to pay, they will give you something and they will keep it, and they will not pay the right one for the country. So they have to know how to regulate it, and it will help the country.
At Ofinsu Asamankama, I spoke with 43-year-old Kunedu Vincent, a former employee of the toll booth. He shared how he made a living when the facility was operational.
Emma Masuku Shimuno, Mremame. And I call to no more for no under highway. Actually, you know, I'm my private company. A highway need to take our table, so be a call private company in the day. I'm the pay for a bank.
after the toll booths in the country were closed and Vincent and his colleagues were laid off, life became difficult for him. Now, he and his family rely on income from a small drinking spot. Former employees of closed toll booths across the country, like Vincent, are still waiting for the government's promised engagement in other areas.
Toll ninti behind minim disabled girl bi owo kwamai kwadwon cancer chrome ho. No toll ninti oba behind dan wa ha. Say ebeben no ba bia otene kwan waka afro ne ade. Enti toll ni go sa no. Afi ni rent kwa wontimi ntua osako back to kwamai wo hwa ni we yafra nti wonte hwe aban so be me adwuma nti wonte hwe muso mbesa bie to nti wonte hwe adamfo ba akon so ono nso oba to no no nso land ye o mabusua de o mo che ne de kakra ono nso kwaji loan se wo sidan yesi so o sidana mani do lent e ba sa adwuma ne yes ano nso akoton edan no e da kotua ne loan no e no te ne ba bi ono so de na kwa ese media ya bi me mfre obi a na obi an frɛ me ma mente asem de bia sɛ adwuma ni free ho afede na somdwu na na sɛ ne ho tɔ ne da.
Local traders here report that they are losing their livelihoods due to the toll booth closure.
Oh, first na to on there no ye to ade a ne enyeska bisa me metimi age pa no 150 metimi aton metimi aton sa na menua so betimi age ene dwane ye so kura 150 na timi sante ma otimi san yeden age foforo ba sese no wo ba ge 50 kura nsa
to no ho ne dwane kama ba se to ni ho no ye ba ye ntwa ade aye milika saa no wabre nti esre madawroma na mo ka bi ewo mu nti mo kama je na namwai na to ni samla back.
At the Abuasu toll booth, traders express similar sentiments. A driver is deeply concerned about the potholes on this stretch which endanger the lives of motorists.
But samna be do ho na semuntimi ntua de enim na se do etua to no if say ena se gota bi beto ba bia na me beto ba bia mo di tua ana kwan ba bi ho nto chima se mo de ye mo so mo ya mo ntua nti ena ma se to no kwa no si etwam kwa nkeye but se mo ni se amana to mo tua de a ena ye normal se na nyina eboaye se kwan na amana beto ma se daba ni nam na se ka beto na amana anajo onim kwa no so hoho no beto potos bi no otoka na to ko no wawu a eya.
The majority of commuters are either calling on the government to reactivate the toll booths or remove the facilities altogether to address these pressing issues.
Now, the closure of toll booths like this one at Ofenso in the Ashanti region is not only affecting livelihoods or the former workers of the facilities, but also businesses around this place are bearing the brunt of the closure and want the government to reconsider its decision to make the toll booths operational again. Hafiz Tijani, Citi News, Ofenso, Ashanti region.
On November 17, 2021, the Ministry of Roads and Highways directed the cessation and collection of road tolls across the country. This follows a further directive by the Finance Ministry for the scrapping of road tolls across the country. Today, on the Citi Newsroom, would engage road users, drivers, and those that matter regarding the state of the Kaswa toll booth. We'll also take a tour through the toll and see the extent of damage caused. This building just beside me is where most of the administrative duties are done. I will take a tour through the building as we look at some of the damages that have been done here. This room beside me is where the collection of toll takes place for persons who are commuting from Kaswa to Accra. You could see empty plastic bottles here, an indication that this building has been abandoned. It's been almost a year and over after the cessation of the collection of road tolls, but this particular area has been abandoned, an indication that the road toll is not coming back anytime soon. We are also here in the main building where the administration issues take place. This room just beside me is another area where they collect road tolls from Accra direction to Kaswa direction. That is where the road tolls are collected. Similarly, you could see garbage all over the place. Some of the electrical wiring have been disconnected. We have plastic bottles and all just scattered around. Here, we can also see the louver frame being taken away, which is an indication that there's no activity happening here. We would subsequently move into the master room where the safe is positioned. Here, the administration operates here. You can see documents scattered all over the place. These documents, we can't tell for a fact if it is really important or not, but this is the safe where they usually keep money and other documents. It is empty, and we don't know for a fact if it's going to be used again. If you could see through the window, there is also there's supposed to be a louver frame here, as there's nothing like that again here, making the place just open. Anybody at all can just walk in and then pick some documents. Just up there is where the air conditioner is supposed to be, but there is no air conditioning here. The windows just underneath the air conditioner is also gone. The louver frames are not there. If you could look closer here, these are the plugs that connect to the building. The plugs have been disconnected. Pieces of papers are scattered here. And this is an indication that there is no life here. There is no activity taking place in this building. From what we can see, it seems a bit dirty, and it's an indication that nobody is living here, nobody is using this facility. The ceiling fan that connects to the room is also gone. We don't know if it was the toll collectors who took them away, or perhaps it was somebody who came in to just steal these things. The abandoned toll booth has been taken over by hawkers who also keep their items in the toll booth to ensure that they are safe. If you look at the toll booth, you could see that it looks quite untidy because it has not been used. Items of those who sell on the stretch are being kept in this toll booth. The entire roof of the facility is totally damaged. The roof is completely in disrepair, and we can see up there when it rains, the rain falls directly onto the toll gates because the roof up there is leaking. The entire roof needs to be fixed. Quite apart from that, the structure itself that is housing the entire facility also needs to be looked at. This is an indication that the entire facility has been abandoned. The entire toll booth stretch looks unkept. As you can see, plastic bags, refuse dumped all over. From what we learned, some individuals have also taken advantage of the situation to be dumping refuse here at the toll booth. There's a barricade that also connects to the toll booth. That barricade is also damaged. As you can see in the shots, hawkers have taken advantage of the situation to sometimes tidy the place. When the collection of the road tolls were active, persons who benefited included hawkers who usually sell on this stretch. According to them, they made a lot of sales during the time the road tolls were active. But today, they are complaining.
Nothing is going on, as we can see. Nothing is going on. As compared to previous, at least when the toll booth was working, we were working. At least right now, there's no work. So the little that you will do, then you try to make a profit out of it. But when the toll booth was shut down, nothing is working for us.
For road users, they shared divergent views on how the toll booth should be handled.
Looking at the structure, it is not in a good shape as it used to be. Our life is at danger. Sometimes you see the roofing sheet falling on the cars, which is very dangerous. So, if they will not use it again, they have to come and demolish the whole structure so that there will be free flow of cars. When you are a leader, it means that when they put you into a position, it means that they confine you, they have confidence in you that you do the right thing. You don't know what is happening up there. If the toll will come back, fine. If it will not come back, they should just come and clear everything so that the place will be in a good shape.
The collection of road tolls was halted for over a year and over. But the Kaswa toll booth stretch, if indeed it's supposed to come back, a lot of work needs to be done on this particular toll. Calvi Stete, Citi News, Kaswa toll booth.